you say, girl?
Hey, welcome home, darling. How was your day?
Oh gosh, it was a tough day at the Express, boy. Tough day at the Express.
Well, for me, I saw the days you was tough days.
Yeah, tough. It ain't easy to run a paper, you know. I mean, I ain't own the paper, but to be able to put it together is not an easy thing.
Yeah, a big job for a little young man.
A big job for a little young man is right. So how are you going? How was it? You good?
Yes, man, not too bad. Not too bad.
Well, girl, Lou, the story that we're about to tell really dates back to 1979, right? When I was at the Sun newspaper, and I was given the responsibility of producing the paper. It was a job I didn't want, but it was expedient for them to put me in charge. But you know, during that period of working on the Sun desk, it always appealed to me, I would love to go to London. I would love to go to London. The year is 1979, and in 1969, I had been to London.
10 years later, you start to get the itch again.
Yeah, but the itch was really about going to see my brother who lived in London. Right? He lived in London, and I really wanted to see him. And every day I went to work, I mean, you had the responsibility of the household, the children, and I had long hours, and you were really pulling your weight. And I'm grateful for all the help you gave me to operate in my capacity, right? So that was a great benefit. So then, in 1979, this urge to go to London to see my brother hit me hard. But we didn't have money. And all the expenses coming out of small salaries. How I get into London? Then one day, girl, the phone ring. Hello? Yes, this is Bibi here. Yeah, Bibi, yeah, go ahead. We're having the inaugural flight of the L1011 TriStar inauguration. And we're looking for 2 representatives of your newspaper to come travel with us to London. Well, boy, I say, well, here is the big opening. Now, ideally, this call should have been transferred to maybe the editor of the Express, or maybe upstairs with the general manager. I say, listen, put on my name.
Lance Batiste.
Put on my name, Lance Batiste. And who else you need? Well, if you could send a photographer. I say, a photographer, we go work on that, but put on my name. So the baby put on my name to go to London in 1979, inaugural flight of the L1011 TriStar. Triple engines, one each under the wing and one above here, right? And I say, well, this is for me. Me ain't know nothing about planes, yeah? But I go get something that go help me. I go across by Keith Smith. I say, Keith, here what happened now? Baby, that's calling, you know. Say, what they want? I say, they're having the inaugural flight of the L1011 TriStar. And I tell them, put on my name. Well, boy, Keith Smith just look at me. Yeah, I open big. I say, but they can't change it now, you know. They can't change that now, you know.
Lance Batiste, you are a Viking.
I said, they can't change that now, you know, Keith. So, pick a photographer to go with me, right? So when I come home now and I telling you about this trip to England, what I wanted to know that I never really pursued. I remember when we moved here in 1975 to Trinidad City, you really had a lot on your hands as we started to do renovations. And there were times when I left you and went to the racetrack, which was very unfortunate and untimely for me to do to a young wife with just 3 kids, 3 young children. But how you felt about me going to London? I never asked you, but how you felt?
Well, I was really happy that your dream, I mean, that was almost an impossible dream, that you could go to London to see your brother, because here we are, just purchased this house in Trinity, 3 children, no way. And I ain't thinking of you going on a holiday by yourself. When we go as a family.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, this opportunity is great, and you'll be able to go and see your brother, and it's a great experience for you as far as your job is concerned. That you get a benefit there, really nice perk, and yeah, I was fine with that. But in the days to come later is when I realized that, hey boy, it's not easy.
Yeah, it was tough.
Yes, I remember, going to work. Well, it was vacation time, so the kids were at home on vacation.
Mm-hmm.
But I remember going to work, and every evening when I come home, I will cry. I'll cry for you, boy. And then one day I didn't cry, and I thought I did good. So growing up, and when I went to work that morning, I just burst down and started crying. And my boss man say, what you crying for? I said, Lance going to England, and for a week. He said, what? Lance going to England, TriStar? That's great. You shouldn't be crying, man. You should be happy for the man. I said, well, yes, I'm happy, but I'm missing him.
Well, that was nice that you missed me.
Yeah.
After all these years, you're telling me that now, that you missed me.
Yes.
But that's okay. I appreciate that.
I never let you go anywhere after that. I don't know.
But here the thing, girl. Finally, they took a guy called Ozzy Cordner, tall, handsome, brown-skinned man from Don Diego Martin's side. So Ozzy and I would be going to England on the TriStar. That TriStar was holding about 400 people,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So and everybody on our flight was on the inaugural flight.
Yes.
So they were all.
But here the thing now, I'm traveling with men like Cyril Dupre, insurance magnate, Victor Bruce, central bank governor. And
so that's a real big shot, boy.
Yeah, Mr. Signore, he was civil aviation director. And we had fellas like in the newspaper business like Cleveland Raphael, you had Keith Shepard, Rasta Keith Shepard, was working I think for the Mirror. And we had also...
So just reporters and...
No, we had a lot of other, but I'm talking about my little circle here.
Yeah.
Right, my little circle here, sit down in this big plane and be traveling, It's
So you didn't miss your family?
Yes, I miss my family, but my mission was so much on seeing my brother that I was kind of consumed by it.
Okay.
I was consumed by it, right?
So that is one time out of your life, out of all these years together, I could say 1 week I was out in the cold.
Out in the cold, boy.
Why you should have been in the cold?
Well, it was summertime, eh?
Okay.
And the Queen of England at that time would have been about 53 years old.
Wow.
Right? She would have been about 53 years old.
Mm-hmm.
She was a very young woman still.
So you went and checked her for dinner or something?
No. I don't even think Ozzy and I went around by Buckingham Palace.
Okay.
No. Well, the first thing they did was they put us into Piccadilly Hotel. Piccadilly Hotel was a real kind of Victorian type hotel. Big, old, stately building.
Colonial type.
Well, I don't know about colonial really, but more Victorian type, big, wide staircase going upstairs to the rooms, signing and thing, And then we go to have some supper and whatnot. And all the boys had rooms for themselves, Cleveland, Jeff Hackett, Trevor, myself, Ozzy Cordner had a room by himself. Big room, Big room, one massive bed. And I lie down the night there and I say, oh my goodness, look at this big bed. All my family could have fit with me on this bed. But still, I was still taken up with seeing my brother.
Mm.
Next morning, we having breakfast. And of course, when you Trini travel and Trini seafood, so you just go kind of berserk, big sausages, all kind of things, Things you eat you will meet people maybe in the Hyatt these days, okay?
Mm.
But it was a brand new experience. So later on in the morning, they said they're taking us to the Rolls-Royce company. The Rolls-Royce company built the engines for the TriStar.
Okay.
right? It was a massive building with a lot of molds and engines being prepared. And they built it for this, they built it for the Lockheed who made the body for the plane.
Right.
But my mind still is not, it still is not on my mission here as a newspaper man. I am thinking of my brother. I kind of shortchange BW, and I believe I shortchange the newspaper also in not pursuing stories along that line. Yeah, my motive really was more centralized on my mission. Anyway, we had a lovely tour of this place. I can't remember what else we did, but wherever we went, them big shots going with us too, you know, because we're the part of the package.
Right.
And they expect us now to come back home and write big stories about these things. So anyway, I tell Ozzy, I said, listen, Ozzy, we're going up to Highgate to see my brother. That is why I really come. Ozzy said, that is good, I'm going with you too, man. Tall fella, you know. Nice chappy. Real
He's
nice.
still alive?
No, he passed on. Anyway, man, we went down into the tube station. Ozzy, you must know. You must know our Trinidad tourist, eh? Ozzy looking at everything, boy. You know, but remember, I had been there in 1969 for 3 months, so I mean, I'm kind of a little familiar with it.
Yeah,
I can't boast, but I'm familiar.
You gave him a tour.
I gave him a tour, and we ride in these tube stations. Now this tube, I mean, everybody know about the tube station nowadays. The tube, we call it the tube, the underground, right?
Yeah.
You know, I was just checking something on the internet. A train driver works for about £50,000 or £56,000 a year, or £60,000 a year. A train driver, you know. So when you break that down, it's like almost 50,000.
£4,000 a month.
Yes, and that's in our money that'll be nearly
$40,000.
Yeah, or more. So
well, your brother work for plenty money.
Well, let me leave you out of that. Yeah? So anyway, we go all up there and we ride the trains. We ride the train. But first we pass through Piccadilly Circus. And you know, you're in Trafalgar Square down there, you see the man, I think it's Nelson, way up on top there. You want to know how you get up on top there, buddy? A statue of Nelson, yeah? The one Admiral. And then we would go into Times Square, and you see in the fell on top of the fountain. And Ozzy is fascinated, I guess I was too, all these billboards. You know, all these billboards and all these Oxford Street. It really was a fantastic trip. So we go on and we going up to Highgate. Drop out there and we have to walk now to Avenue Road. But the thing about it is this, Ozzy, like a true Trinidadian, you're meeting people on the road, and I think it's one of the good things that we haven't lost in this country, Trinidad. You know, you're meeting elderly folk and you're saying, good afternoon, hello, how are you? And Ozzy went to England carrying that personality with him. Hello, good day. But them people passing him straight, eh? I say, Ozzy, listen. You're not back in St. James, you know. You're not in St. James. You're not in St. James, Ozzy. This is a different society. Let these people go by quietly. It's inbred in their tradition that they're very reserved. You say, but what happened to these people up here, boy? Right? And I am glad that in Trinidad today we could walk on the street, and I have met young people very much recently.
Talking and saying hello to you.
Saying hello. People you don't know, they're still saying hello, right? I am glad that we haven't lost that. You know what Lyndon said recently? You know, little things that we think we have lost is still alive, when he was talking about Bat and Harry. Little things that are still alive that we have not lost. We might think we lost it, but we haven't lost it.
But that's good to hear.
So anyway, man, we went down there and we met my brother, and he was happy to see us. He wanted to know what we doing up in England, just like that, appear at my door, and he was real happy. And he even came back down to the hotel with us, you know. So eventually, we had some more tours, we did some more things, and they gave me at the Rolls-Royce company, they gave me a big sheet. I have no idea what I'm going to do when I go back to that paper, you know. I took no story concerning this TriStar, Lockheed, or Rolls-Royce. I did nothing on London itself but to see my brother, and Ozzy and I had a really good time in London, right? Of course, we remember our family eventually because the mission is over and we're coming back home to Trinidad. Well, boy, the only thing I could think of bringing you was a nice little gift, because you remember me go up there, no big stipend, if at all. But it was good to be in London, riding the tube with Ozzy, walking around Piccadilly, going through Trafalgar Square, Times Square, Leicester Square. There had a lot of entertainment on Leicester Square. And finally,
always, eh?
yeah. You have a lot of Latins performing.
Yeah, I remember when I experienced that, I thought, wow, this is cool.
Yeah. Great, boy, great.
Yeah.
So when I came back, here the cheap shot I put on my Paul newspaper. I get a spread, the center pages, and I put on all right across. I must have photographed the thing and let them use it. What the Rolls-Royce engine components are like, and what it is doing to the Lockheed, what it's doing for the Lockheed company. But the TriStar didn't have a good run. I don't remember what he had ended here in Trinidad, but generally the TriStar was losing money because Rolls-Royce had a problem and they were not able to deliver, and there was a lot of developmental and financial issues. You see, even then I didn't even ask those questions, but then you realize as the years roll by and you look back at it and you go into it and you kind of search back on the net and whatnot. Rolls-Royce was having financial problems, and Lockheed couldn't handle the delays, so they just scrapped the venture in the long run. I believe that there's only one TriStar operating, and I can't remember where it is right now. But I really want to take out from the cupboard that gift I had given you years ago. You forget it there, but I find it the other day, girl. I find it, right?
Right, bring it on and let me see.
Yeah, boy. But thanks for all the support, girl.
You're welcome, man.
And when I came back home, was it a joy to have me back home?
Of course. To have you back, and you bring all kind of nice little things for the kids.
Ozzy, was he buy that? I feel Ozzy buy that for me, because in the long run, after you finish your mission, you start thinking about home, eh?
Yeah, man.
I want to come
that
home.
Little gifts for the children and some pantaloons for me.
Serious?
Yes, you remember that?
I must achieve that from someplace.
Oh,
Oh gosh. Yes, girl. You remember this?
Oh, yes, of course. And
This is the only thing I cannot bring back for you, girl.
wow.
Courtesy that TriStar run.
I look like my fair lady.
You look like Queen Elizabeth.
Queen Elizabeth. Queen Elizabeth?
Queen Elizabeth.
Oh gosh, she'll turn in her grave. Oh my gosh.
Very nice, Louise.